Hello, you one. Welcome back. It is Friday. Woo! Last day of the week. So it is Friday, the 29th of January, 2021. And yesterday you designed or you invented your own hat, just like Rosie Revere. And so today we're going to take that design and we're going to go and make it. All right. So before you make yours, I'm going to show you the steps on how I made mine to help you out. So before we do that, let's have a quick look at what Rosie did. Then we'll look at Miss H's and then you can go off and make your own. So it is Friday, the 29th of January, 2021. So yesterday, I remember I showed you Rosie's design. So she made the snake scarer and the purpose of it. So remember, our hat needed to have a purpose. There needed to be a point to the hat. And the purpose of Rosie's hat was to keep the snakes off her uncle's head. Okay, so that was what she made it for. She made a hat so that it would keep the snakes off his head. That was the purpose. She also wrote a list of materials, all the things that she would need. She drew a diagram, so that's a picture of it. That's what a diagram is. And she labeled it. Okay, so that's what Rosie did. Okay, now we're going to look at Miss H's design. So before we look at Miss H's design, I want to talk about the purpose again. So I was like, oh, what could my hat be? Like, what do I need a hat for? And now I get really cold hands and really cold toes. Okay, really, really cold toes. So I was like, I'm going to design a hat that keeps my hands and my toes warm, or helps to keep my hands and my toes warm. So that is what the purpose of, that's what I was thinking of when I designed my hat. So let's have a look. So here is my design. And I gave it a name and I called it the sun warmer because it's going to warm up my body part. And the purpose of it is to always have warm body parts. So that's what I'm designing it for, to always have warm body parts, whether they're my fingers or my toes. And I gave it the name, the sun warmer. You can see that all at the top. Then on the side of my design here, I wrote a list of materials. So I wrote down all the things I might need when I'm designing my hat. Okay, when I'm making my hat. Then I've drawn a diagram. So a diagram is a picture with labels on it. And I've drawn a diagram of what my hat is going to look like. So hopefully it'll look something like that. And then I went that step further. So if you did the challenge, you would have labeled it with the different things and what their purpose was. So I've labeled a bowl covered with solar panels. So that's the basis of my hat. And then I've put a headband for decoration. So I'm putting a headband on and I've said what it's for. It's for decorating to make it look a bit nicer. Okay, I've put string to attach it to my head. Okay, so I've written why I need the string as well. There's wires, which is to attach to the gloves. So that's where all the heat from the sun is going to go down those wires into my fingers. All right, so there's my design. So step one, go and get your design. Make sure you've got your name, you got the name of it, the materials, and the purpose of it. Okay, then here we are. I went and got all my materials. So step two is to go and get all your materials. Now I got a few extra ones because I wasn't quite sure what I would need. So I got a few extra ones that I would need because when we're inventing, we never know what might happen. It might not go quite to plan. So there's all my materials. And here we go. I started to make it. So let's move my head. Okay, so step one, I got my bowl and I covered it with my tin foil or my solar panels. Okay, so the idea is that when I wear that on the head, the sun's going to hit that tin foil, those solar panels, and it's going to soak up the sun's heat, and then it's going to travel into the wire and travel down to my fingers. So I covered my bowl in tin foil. Step two, I then put on a band for decoration because otherwise it looked a bit funny, I thought it needed to look nicer. So I've put on a bit of colour, a bit of headband and attached that. Okay, here's step three. Okay, so then I needed to attach the wire that the heat's going to travel down to get to my hands. So you can see I've had to do it upside down. And then when I turned it back the right way, you can see the wire coming out the bottom there. All right, so that's step three. Okay, here's step four. You can see my hands in there because I've had to attach the strings that are going to go around my head. Okay, so I'm holding those to make sure that they don't fall off. and that they're going to stay glued, and then after a while I can let go and it's fine. All right, so that is step 4, and then finally, ta-da! So here is my finished product. I've got my hat, I've got my decoration, I've got the wire, I've got the strings to tie it to my head, and then the last thing you need to do is, ta-da! You need to model it and test it out. So you can see it's tied to my head. You can see in this photo here the strings coming down the back. Okay, and that is going to come all the way down the back and plug into my gloves. Okay, so the sun's going to hit the top of my hat. All that tin foil is going to, or those solar panels, because I'm pretending they're solar panels, is going to soak up the sun's rays, and then it's going to travel down this wire and into my fingers. So there is the sun warmer. So let's have a look at the real thing. All right, you ready? And ta-da! Okay, so there is the sun warmer. You can see it looks just like it did in my pictures. All right. And that is my hat that I've designed, that I've engineered. So that's what you're going to do today. So remember, step 1 is go and get your design. Make sure that you did your design properly yesterday. You've got a name. You've thought about what it's for. You've thought about the purpose. You've written your list of materials. Once you have those, go and get your design. Go and get your materials. And then you can start creating and start building your hat. So have a fabulous time. I know your teachers and I would love to see them, like we saw your bridges last week. So they were really cool to see. So hopefully you enjoy this task as well. Have a lovely weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye.